Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Today it is the 5th of October, 2025. And we're getting, I think, in the last few weeks, really, of this bull market. So make sure you are strapped in and you also hit that like button. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the weekly close. Today, we have something to celebrate because it is Bitcoin all-time high again. We have touched 125, almost 126,000 US dollars, guys. So it's a good day for crypto. And I think only days will... Oh, whoa, one sec. It will take only a few more days, I believe, before we'll see other tokens break out to new all-time highs. And I'm mainly talking about Ethereum, but who knows, maybe also the CRO token. First, though, before we guys go directly into the charts, I want to say a big hello. A big hello to all the good people in the chat today. I see Crazy J, I see Teddy, I see Bjorn, Johnny Sevenfold, Kai Strapton, Edgar, welcome, Cracks Channel, Björn, Bullish and Bearish at the same time, Mantic, Pete as well. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. And also big hello, big strap here for Solid Snake, because he has become a member of the channel. So thank you very much, sir, for all the support already during, well, how long has it been, guys? This is weekly close 64, so 64 weeks so far that we have been following CRO almost daily. So that's quite some time. That's definitely quite some time. Let's take a quick peek, guys, at the charts. What are we seeing? Let's begin with Bitcoin, of course, because Bitcoin today is the king. It is the king. We talked about this. Welcome, Apfel Karaffel. Mega production. Tony, what's up? What's up? Question, guys. Do you hold Bitcoin? Do you hold Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments or let me know in the chat. Do you hold Bitcoin? Because if that's the case, today I think you might have been very happy. I do know for a fact that the majority of you guys out there do not hold a very significant part of Bitcoin. Often your portfolio mainly exists out of altcoins like CRO, like Ethereum, but still the king remains Bitcoin. We talked about this scenario already. I think also here we talked about the break of an all-time high. Unfortunately here we had to retest again this level, but now this week during the weekend we had a good weekly close. What is good though so far, guys, that we touched a new all-time high, but we also retraced a bit. So we're not doing any crazy CME gap. So that we don't have to start the week on Monday with a big dip. I think we can actually continue the pump. I think there are macroeconomically not that many reasons to continue to the downside. So therefore, guys, as long as we have the shutdown, I do expect the DXY to continue going down, and also the SPX, or the S&P 500, to keep going higher, higher, and higher. Okay, Stacy's holding some Bitcoin. Let me quickly ask the question, guys, in the poll. Do you hold Bitcoin? And I will ask, do you hold a significant amount of Bitcoin? Because that's of course the big deal. Start poll. Where are we? One sec. Ladies and gentlemen. 51 viewers, by the way, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much for coming in on a free Sunday. Do you hold BTC? Yes or no? Very easy. Peter's holding some Bitcoin. Is now live in the chat, guys. So make sure you are joining in with the fun. Poll is live. So far, and I find it always quite interesting, what do you see here in the poll? Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up, guys. 68% says no. 68% says no. Do we need to disable the background sound, Mr. Teddy? Majority is actually saying no. I'm really surprised. So I have to say no myself. I have to say no myself. And if you don't know why, definitely check out my portfolio video. But I have been all in, mainly into the CRO token, for quite some while now. If you take a look really at the CRO Bitcoin chart, and I think we're going to talk about this a bit more, also in the upcoming time to buy video. But what you can see here, is that I bought in basically here. I had the belief last October or last November they would continue to pump. But now we're back again at exactly that same level. It is really significant, by the way, this level. It is really significant, this level where we are right now. We're testing it and we're also bouncing at it. So that's a good sign. But that's the previous all-time low for CRO. We've been there many, many, many times. You can see here. We've been there also here. We got a rejection also over here. And you can see that also we tried to break back up again at about here as well. So this level, guys, at about 0.00000017 Bitcoin per CRO, it's very significant. And so far, it seems we're going to close this week again above this line. And the more weeks we close above this line, the more bullish I get. And it doesn't necessarily mean, guys, that Bitcoin, that Cronos needs to go down, right? It is possible that Bitcoin goes up and Cronos doesn't go up as much as Bitcoin. So far this week, you can see that Bitcoin has been outperforming CRO. Not much, but a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Music a bit louder. A bit louder. Okay. We can do that. A little bit. A little bit. I got some feedback that the music was too annoying. So, not too much music. Kai Bello, what do I get if I join the Strap Club? Hey Kai, welcome. Well, currently, there is a members only video with the price prediction for this cycle. And I have to knock on wood here, but last cycle, I literally said CRO is going to $1. CRO is going to $1. I've got videos, guys. I've got video evidence, so you can check it out. But did we get close? Yes, we got very, very close with my prediction for $1. I think we got, at least on some exchanges, we got there. On some exchanges, CRO went to $1. On some exchange, not on all. You can see on OKX, it stopped at 97 cents. But 97 cents is still quite good. So my predictions are so far quite okay. Quite okay. Upful bought CRO at 4.8 cents. Literally the cycle low. Was that in 2023, Upful, or was that in 2021 or 2020? That's a really good buy though. You can see, guys, if Upful bought it in 2023, he bought basically the exact bottom over here. Which is actually quite a good decision then. Up about 5x now. At this exact moment though, we start a stream and we do see a bit of a dump. So Bitcoin, guys, it is retracing a little bit. Just a little bit. You can see now it is almost back to where we started or ended yesterday at about 122. And the minute we drop below 123, also CRO reacts to it instantly. Instantly. You can see here, CRO, ouch, 5-minute candles. The question to me, well, of course, watching today the weekly close, and I think actually this line is quite interesting. If we bounce somewhere, guys, we got to bounce at about 20.5. About 20.5. But if you get a weekly close above 212, that would be very great. But still, if you take a look at the overall weekly chart, I think as long as we close in the blue band, I think we can be very happy, guys. So far, we have two weekly tests here on the rainbow chart in the blue zone. And this is super bullish. This is honestly the best setup that we can have. It really brings... Oh, no. We can't have a stream without any technical issues, can we? Guys, that's the blue screen of death for my camera, so give me 1 sec. Upful board in 2023. Great bottom there. Joseph, welcome. CRO already reached $1 Canadian. So it will definitely surpass $1 this cycle. I think so too, sir. I think so too. Welcome, welcome. 2007. Okay, guys, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna fix the cam here. In 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Back in action. So overall, guys, what we're talking about, the rainbow chart is looking very strong so far. It reminds me really of what happened over here. The final dip, really. So we went to about 20 cents. About 20 cents. And we went down all the way to 10 cents. Mr. Kai, thank you so much for becoming a member. What I didn't say to you, Mr. Kai, is that you also got an exclusive channel in our Discord. So we've got a link to our Discord in the description down below. If you link up your YouTube account to Discord, you will get automatic access. And also, you will get early access to all our videos. So I'm and of course, the most important thing, you support the channel. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can see you all. What? XGen, welcome. I bought some more CRO today and yesterday. I think, guys, we're now getting ready for a big breakout. What we talked about in many streams, or not many streams, many videos, is that we might get one final uptick really for Bitcoin dominance. I do believe that next week we're going to see higher highs for Bitcoin. I think that's almost inevitable at this point. So let's say we're going to do something like this. Maybe also dip back. I wouldn't mind if you retest 125. That would be a great retest. Let's say we go to 130, go back to 125, go back up, something like that. I think during that dip, we're going to destroy Bitcoin dominance to the upside. So I do believe we might get a bit higher. Let's say 60%. Before we're going to see that ultimate crash to the downside. It is an interesting fact, guys, but typically, we've been talking about the Bitcoin historic returns, but typically in the October month, Bitcoin dominance goes to the upside. I can give you a few examples. For example, last year, where was it? 2024. You can see. So in October, so this was September. In October, Bitcoin dominance went up about 5%, which is big, by the way, for Bitcoin dominance. It doesn't go up often 5%. So often October is a good month for Bitcoin dominance. That doesn't mean, though, that we cannot find a high in October and also start going to the downside again. Typically, I expect the cycle to be over within, well, weeks. You can see here my expectation really for when we're going to see a CRO all-time high and also when we're going to see a Bitcoin all-time high. It is not that much. It isn't that much more, guys. We're talking about literal days. It's saying about 10 days, which of course is just an approximation, so no financial advice. It can be, guys, that the Bitcoin bull run is over in 10 days. However, and this is really important, when the Bitcoin bull run is over, that doesn't mean that the altcoin bull run is over. Bitcoin went lower and lower and lower. Last cycle, right? Bitcoin went lower and lower and lower. Already, I think, from 60 all the way to 50. And then Cronos started pumping. That's the thing, right? Altcoins pump later than Bitcoin. Important to remind yourself of. Enzo free falling. I've seen worse. Yeah, it seems painful though, isn't it? On the 5-minute chart, it looks painful. Is it a good time now to buy more CRO or wait a bit? I will keep saying this, Mr. Teddy. For me personally, I don't give any financial advice. As long as we're below the fair value zone for CRO. And the fair value zone is the middle band here. The thick blue band here in the middle. It's a good buying opportunity. And the lower we are, the better, of course. So over here, you bought over here, that was the best. But now we're also very close again to that other band. So We might go a little bit lower again, but I don't necessarily expect it to. As long as we're down below here, I think we can be in a good spot. I have a personal belief, guys, that we don't go below 18 cents anymore. But I might be wrong, of course. I might be wrong. I've seen a bit of weakness for Cronos in the last few days. So I was looking at the CRO chart and I was quite bullish because we saw Bitcoin performing quite well. And then suddenly also CRO went up to almost 23 cents out of nowhere, plus 10%. I think that was on Thursday. Plus 13%, quite crazy. But it started retracing again. So every time we go a bit parabolic, it also starts a bit of a sell-off. But overall, guys, what is happening so far, especially in the 4-hour chart, I think that's more clear there. Ah, shit. Ayoli, welcome. I don't know what's happening on my PC. I'm entering the matrix now, guys. Give me 1 sec. So Pete is saying, I'm still of the opinion we see an extended cycle, Coin Baron. The S&P is still doing well, and money seems to be rotating out of gold and now into Bitcoin. That will be like a first. So if it happens, I think we can be very excited about the fact that we're going to see Bitcoin entering a new era. I don't know if we will, though. That's the big question, right? Quan, welcome. Welcome. I'm waving. Guys, strap in. Don't forget to hit the like button. Strap in for the final part ready to bull run. It's super exciting. Well, did I watch Formula 1? Not really. I was busy today. Very busy. Doing some chores. But I heard... Spoiler alert, guys. If you don't want to listen for the Formula 1 race. 3, 2, 1. I've heard Max Verstappen became second and somebody else won. So it's still the championship is still quite an interesting race. I've learned though that McLaren, they won the brand, how do you call it? Mechanical team award, something. That was exciting. Hey, Nadish King, welcome. Baron, does the sheer amount of stake CRO concern you? With the 20% unlocks coming to something in my tells me. Okay, guys, I gotta disable my cam because again I crashed here. That's annoying. Really annoying. You don't see this, but when I get this, also my my mouse crashes. Give me 1 sec, guys. Anyways, does the sheer amount of stake CRO concern you? Unlocks coming too. Something in my fear tells me it is too good to be true. And the 20%ers won't win with crazy high CRO. I think 20% is not really something to be fearful of. Because the 20% unlocks, those are typically guys that are really, really big into the CRO token. So I wouldn't be that concerned, Mr. Nagus King. That's a personal feel, though, so feel free to disagree. I'm not really that afraid of it, though. Thank you again, Kai. Also, Kai, if you want to, I think you can do like... Oh, yeah, there we are. You can also do like a special message if you want to. Anyways, I'm strapping in now for you, sir. Welcome again, Kai. What about CRO? Good question, Zoom. What about CRO? CRO's looking quite okay. It requires a bit more time, as always. It's first Bitcoin. Bitcoin will reach an all-time high. That's been our expectation so far, and later CRO will follow. But it will be later. And I want to remind you again, guys, that the last time... I will show you quickly in the chart. The last time that Bitcoin hit an all-time high, when was that? When was that? I can show you here. Bitcoin peaked last cycle. Bitcoin peaked last cycle over here. That was November 8th or November 10th. I don't exactly see when. Over here somewhere. November 10. Let's say November 10. Where was Crow on November 10? Crow November 10 was somewhere over here at about 36 cents. At about 36 cents. So it still went from the Bitcoin all-time high, it went up about 3 times higher. So let's say I'm gonna make some assumptions right now, right? I'm gonna make some assumptions. Let's say that, for example, Bitcoin will peak at about, let's say in a few more weeks, 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks. And it might rise as high as 150. Let's say it goes to 150. I think 150 is a nice all-time high for Bitcoin. Gives us one final parabolic rally. And also gives the opportunity for alts to start performing a bit more. I think in that case, if Bitcoin starts mooning, I do see a scenario where Cronos goes back to that previous pump here in about the 40 cent range. So that would look something like this. Something like that. And then finally, it starts going even more parabolic, right? Because it will follow Bitcoin in the first phase, and then it is altcoin season. We see disappear here. We do see a final sharp drop. We see, for example, Ethereum breaking 2 new highs, starting price discovery. We'll see Solana enter price discovery. We'll see different coins enter price discovery. And I think Cronos will also be a bit of a later mover, but it can definitely also find its high later. So just something to keep in mind. Just something to keep in mind. Upfall saying that all-time high Crow will likely end up October. I think November. If anything, I would say November. Maybe you need to do some member-only live stream to help you troubleshoot your camp coin, Baron. I don't know. It's honestly like I'm using it all the time, right? So I only have it when I'm streaming. So maybe it's like the PC is struggling with the power or struggling with anything. I don't know. I don't know. I don't often have it during like regular recording. Anyways, guys, Peter's bearish. Peter's saying we can go down lower. Peter's saying we might go back all the way to 15 cents. And I'm gonna say this for Peeve, because if we follow this fractal here, it is possible. The question is regarding this fractal, guys. So this is the overlay of 2021 on the current cycle. Did we front run? Did we front run this move here? So are we just a bit, how would you say that? Ahead of schedule? Are we ahead of schedule with both this dump, but also with this pump? Potentially. Potentially. There's one very exciting thing though, happening on the 8th of October. And I think this is really important to take into consideration. On the 8th, we'll see many ETFs go live. Many ETFs at least have an expiry date on the 8th of October. I don't exactly know, guys, if the SEC being a shutdown will affect the actual go live date of the ETFs. I don't know. I don't know. But if it goes live, I think altcoins can perform really well. And the 8th of October is happening in 3 more days. It's happening next Wednesday. So maybe we see a Wednesday pump. Maybe we see a Wednesday pump. And even better, guys. Even better. By the way, don't forget to answer the poll. Do you hold some Bitcoin, guys? 64% is saying no. 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 Interesting, isn't it? Many CRO maxis over here. For anyone wondering, my portfolio is about 70% Crow. And I think 20% tokens related to Crow. So make sure that you guys know where I'm coming from. I have my bias. I have my bag bias. I think everyone in here has his own bag bias. I have to learn about that. But yeah, the ETFs is something very exciting. I'm Turner, welcome. NT. CRO is not going to go to an all-time high in November. Maybe, if any, it might go in Q1. Why are you so sure about no all-time high in November, NT? What's the thought there? Do you see a prolonged cycle? So Apfel is saying, well, to NT, I guess. No. There can be, because then we have the bear market. Of course, guys, nobody knows. Nobody knows exactly when. We do have experience. That's also where this is based on here. This chart here is based on history. And history tends to rhyme. Not exactly repeat, but tends to rhyme. I saw something interesting, though. I'm not entirely... I don't know for sure if it's correct, but they have said to me that Coinbearer, check it out. From the low, exact cycle low here, all-time low of this cycle, to the peak, there was apparently exactly 1,064 days. Whoa, Bjorn, thank you so much for the International Save the Camera Fund. Sir, thank you so much. I'm laughing and strapping in now. €7.77. That's a lucky number, guys. That's a lucky number. Thank you so much. It took, guys, from the all-time low last cycle, exactly 1,064 days. From the low to the peak. 1,064, right? Check. Keep that number in mind. 1,064. Let's go back another cycle. Let's go back another cycle. We'll go to 2017. What was the low in 2017? That was the peak here. That was the peak. I need to check. I think this is the low here. This is the low. So I need to get the days from the low here to the all-time high. Do you know how many days it is? 1,060 also. Oh, wait a minute. A bit more. 160, 167. So about 160 days. Both in 2017 as well as in 2021. So 1,060 days. So it's an important number. A very important number. Where are we now? Where are we now, guys, in this cycle? How many days since the low? If we say this is the low here. This is the low. That happened on November 2022. Let's bring us up about 1,066 days. That will bring us to the beginning of November. That will bring us to the beginning of November. Exactly the 1st of November. So, guys, again, it's based on many narratives, based on time in the cycle, based on the halvings, based on the cycle theory, 4-year cycle theory. October, November is real. October and Pumpvember, I don't know how you guys want to call it, but it's real. Hey, Chaotic, good to see you. Amar, welcome. Hold Crow. Something big coming. I think it is, sir. I think it is. I'm honestly, I'm stoked for what's about to come. We have seen already, we got a little taste, right? With this quick move here to about 40 cents, we got a bit of a taste of how it feels like again to be in a bull market. But it's only the beginning. It's honestly only the beginning. Something big is coming. And I want to remind you guys also. Let me go to my Twitter page here. Because if you go to my Twitter page, at the Coin Baron here. By the way, I have a new I have a new profile picture. Whoa, thank you so much, Goran. Welcome to the members club here. Don't forget to join the exclusive Discord. Link is in the description down below. And of course, also don't forget to check out our price prediction video. It will go also to non-members, guys, so don't you worry. It will come. What we do, we'll release it when the market heats up a bit more. Hey, Solid Snake, thank you so much again for becoming a member. Also for you, sir. Thank you so much. Guys, October 9th. October 9th. We got an interview happening here. October 9th. At 4 p.m. UTC time. We have an interview with nobody, no one else, no other. Oh, how do you say that in English? Anyways, with the one and only Mirko Zhao, head of Cronos Labs, and also Emily and the guys from WolfSwap. So this can be quite spicy. If you want to ask a question, guys, for this interview happening next Thursday. Yes, next Thursday. There won't be a regular midweek update, so we'll have the live AMA here. If you have any question for Mirko, don't forget to ask those in the video released last Monday, because there we got some questions. For example, we got, I think, 3 questions even by Pete. If you have a question, guys, leave it in that specific video in the comment section. And also, I will try to maybe do some questions live, so make sure you join, or YouTube, I will make sure it's released ahead of time, so you can actually set your own reminder. After the interview, we'll also have a roundtable with many builders of the Cronos chain. So we're going to have a roundtable discussion with some other people as well. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting. So make sure you're strapped in for this one as well. Hey, Laura. Cronos is my main bag. Do you have some Bitcoin though? Ah, there we go. I only started in crypto last year. I've bought a little Bitcoin, but I've only really recently understood the importance of Bitcoin. So I plan to make money from altcoins and then DCA my profit into Bitcoin. I think that's clever, Laura. I think it's very clever. Today I made a bit of a... This picture is really exciting, really interesting. So what you see here is the crypto money flow cycle. This is what smart money does. This is what smart money does. You buy your first Bitcoin, and that's exactly what's now happening, right? Because Bitcoin is going to a new all-time high. After that all-time high, money is flowing into large caps. So I do expect next, guys, an all-time high to come for Ethereum. And then it's going into mid caps. Here it's showing Polygon, but I do believe that also Cronos is definitely a mid cap. So the order should be Bitcoin pump, Ethereum pump, Crow pump. And then maybe also the Cronos memes. Afterwards, though, people say you can actually go back into Bitcoin. Or back into fiat. Or maybe both. So I think it's interesting to see what you can do regarding also the money flow. Nate, welcome. I believe there will be a utility run after this year. Times are changing rapidly. I'm curious. I really hope so, Nate. I'm done with the meme narrative. I hope the meme narrative is somewhat dead. I want to see utilities thrive once more. Teddy, thank you so much. The camera fund. I'm joining to donate as well. Thank you so much. £10 here. Thank you so much, Teddy. Guys, the camera is fine, I guess. Well, the camera is also not exactly fine. We have some dead pixels, so I'm setting aside this money. I'm definitely setting aside this money. Thank you so much, guys. I might wait a bit though. I might wait a bit before I, you know. Crow is going to pop off within like 2 months. I want to wait for a new camera and a new PC for like the all-time high. Checking in from Northampton. Robert, welcome. Strap in, sir. Crow time soon. It is. A bit more patient, guys. Be a bit more patient. What we talked about, we can see a continuation of Bitcoin dominance a bit higher. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like what we have seen here, right? I think this is the exact playbook. This is the exact playbook. We see a sharp drop-off. Consolidation. A bit to the upside. A bit to the upside. So you can see here, right? Would you create higher highs? Would you create some higher highs? And I think exactly that's also now happening. You can see that we're setting some higher highs here. So yeah, I think it's just basically the same, guys. If we're going to look back really at this cycle in 2027, 2028, I think it was so obvious in hindsight. Hey, QBA. So this picture, this picture of mine, the new picture, we're doing a bit of promotion together with WolfSwap. They are launching the Wolfie NFTs, the WolfSwap Wolfies. They will have a launch with NFTs. 5,212 NFTs backed by Moon. So basically, if you don't like the Wolfie anymore, you can burn it and you get Moon instead. So I think the idea is quite neat. Will cost you, I think, about $36 to $40, but we'll see. I will go back to my normal PFP guys soon, but so far I really I like that they did the extra effort to get me like a special edition wolf. I have no clue, Apple. I have no clue about Harmony. I have no clue. Sifo, welcome. Greetings from Italy. How's the weather in Italy like? We have had storms, guys. I've heard Ireland. I've heard the UK had some crazy storms. We had also crazy amount of wind and also the rain. Ugh. Didn't like it. Too much rain, guys. Way too much rain. What do you think about the news about the sports betting though on crypto.com? I think the crypto.com sports betting is now live in the US. I mean, I think you can also see that on the roadmap of crypto.com. Yeah, sports betting is live in the US specifically. There we go. Sports contract trading live in the US. But it should be coming also, this is new. It should be coming now also to global markets. I don't know if it will go live in like Europe soon. What do I think about it? Well, guys, I'm really against betting. I think betting is not really my thing. I think betting is typically losing money. I'm more of a guy that wants to do his research, and I'm not doing the bets. So for me personally, I'm not really a big fan. I do know that other people really enjoy sports betting. So if they are happy with this, I think I'm happy as well. I think in the long run, this is great for CRO and also for crypto.com because they can grow their customer base. The only thing I hope is I just hope they won't spam me with a lot of those notifications like, hey, don't forget to place your bets, or hey, we got this bet thing ready, try it out now. I'm using crypto.com, guys, for crypto. I'm not really much into stocks. I'm not really much into, well, I'm looking forward to the banking. I'm looking forward to yield on cash also in the EU, because currently if you live in the US and you got one of these cards here, if you got, for example, the level up here, you can see 5% annually on cash. I want that. I want that really bad. This, by the way, guys, is grinding my gears. This is grinding my gears. Here it's 5%. And here it's 5.0%. Guys, check this before releasing. I don't like this. Make it consistent, guys. Make it consistent. This really can grind my gears. Hey, Sirius, welcome. Will they have the stablecoin APR with the new stablecoin? I don't know. Typically, though, Sirius, what they can't do in Europe, I've learned that within the MiCA bill, they cannot give you interest on your stablecoins. They cannot give you interest on your stablecoins. For anyone wondering, what is he talking about here? So Sirius is talking about the new stablecoin. And the stablecoin... Oh, what is this? Wrong. The stablecoin should have been released already. Last month. You can see the crypto.com stablecoin was planned for Q3. Has not been delivered yet. But of course, when I'm talking about October, I personally think, and this is a bit of speculation here, This is a bit of speculation here, guys. I do believe they saw the momentum fade. So if you go back to the Cronos chart, you can see really, right? The momentum was fading for CRO. They had a good pump in October, in August and September. But they saw the momentum fade. And I think they kept some of the good news also to ripe a bit more, like a good wine. And they might release it in October. Like what they also did back then over here. So we got a lot of great news. We got the mainnet release. We got the Loaded Lions. We got all the good stuff in the final part, really, of October and November. So I think they're lining up. I think they're lining it up again. Crypto.com, they have some clever employees. I think Chris, he's a bit of a closed book. It's hard to read. He's really hard to read, but he typically does have a plan. Amar saying great news every day. It is, honestly. We have got so much great news for the CRO token. We just have to be very patient now. Agree there. Agree. We'll have to persuade Coinbaron to do a UK meetup. We can actually enjoy a drink and get some CRO cash back. I'm considering, Pete. I'm considering to go to Croatia. We got the Cosmos verse, and if you guys don't know, I'll quickly bring it up here on Twitter. Cosmos. So Cronos is built on top of Cosmos. Built on top of Cosmos. And there will be, I need to check it quickly. I have to go to the website, I guess. Let me go to the website. I don't know where it is, but there will be a special networking event in Croatia with, of course, also there, Crypto.com and Cronos. I need to check. Cosmos verse, it's called. I can't find it. Anyways, it's happening, guys, I think in the end of October. I'm going there. I'm going to Cosmos verse if CRO will go to at least 70 cents. If we end the month of October at about 60, 70 cents, I'm going to Croatia. Just to have a drink with Mirko, maybe. And Leslie. I think Leslie's doing a little bit of a talk there. Don't feed him that much curry then. I think I'm missing a bit of the conversation here. So in Romania, you can actually enjoy the market with some hot tea and some cozy places. I want to go to Romania. I've had some old colleagues live there. Got some good stories. And of course, we also got the guys from WolfSwap. They live in Romania as well. Okay, actually really interesting, guys. At this exact minute, we do see that Bitcoin is suffering a little bit, right? Bitcoin has been going down quite consistently so far in this last hour. And we're getting very close to really where we started the day. So we had a bit of a jump, but also quite a bit of a dump. So this is actually really what happens often in the weekend. So we do see a big jump. We do see here, I think, a bit of a short squeeze as well. But then also a quick bleed down. There is little trading in the weekend. Very little trading, therefore also typically more crazy moves. Either to the up or to the downside. But we still have the magnet. The magnet today is really the close on Friday. The Friday close. That's also why you see typically, guys, we do have big wicks. You see big wicks. But typically we close where we also left off on Friday. Or within like a small margin. So we now have a small CME gap. We can see this will be the CME gap here. If you close like this, we still have about 4 more hours before we have the weekly close. But it's looking quite okay. I think I would be very content with a daily candle like this. Gmalo, just be patient, guys. Crow will hit $2. Just be patient. When it hits $1, that's when the real FOMO begins. Not the top, but extreme FOMO. I agree, Gmalo. I do agree there, because we were a bit premature. Like, the thing is, guys, and I need to reiterate this also once more. This candle here, this was really fun, right? We went to 40 cents. But the market wasn't ready for this. Bitcoin, end of September. What was Bitcoin doing when Crow was pumping? Well, I can tell you guys. Bitcoin was going down here. So Bitcoin was having one of the worst weeks. One of the worst weeks of really so far, well, this summer. Bitcoin was having a really rough week. So no overall momentum for the market. And Crow was pumping. So it was a bit of a mismatch. Like, there was no hype. It was no sustained hype possible because Bitcoin was dead in the water, basically. Or dead in the water is maybe a bit of an over-exaggeration, but well, I think you can get where I'm coming from at least. SPX, guys, very important also. SPX keeps pumping like crazy. I'm curious if there is anyone who would hold to $1. I will be one of those, Mr. Laura, Mrs. Laura. We can ask the question next week in the poll. So far, nobody is holding Bitcoin though. Well, 63%. We got 92 votes so far, guys. Don't forget to also hit that like button and of course strap in. We got only a few more weeks left. Only a few more weeks left to strap in, guys. This will be the wildest ride of your life. I can almost guarantee that. So we got about 37% saying, yes, I do hold some Bitcoin. If you have been holding some Bitcoin, there is a very high chance, guys, that you're now in profit. I think at this exact moment, about 99% of all Bitcoin holders is in profit now. Only the poor guy that bought over here, well, he is unfortunately at a loss. If only he bought Bitcoin when I told guys it would probably be all right. I mean, when we were going back to 80 cents or 80k for Bitcoin, everyone was thinking it's over. It's so over now. Bitcoin is back to a new all-time high, guys. It's crazy. And it's all according to the plan. All according to the plan. Let's quickly go back though to the Bitcoin chart because I wanna quickly show you where we were exactly in this same time frame. So let's say, guys, where were we the last time? About 10 days before the final peak. Yeah, it depends a bit where you look, but we're about here. About here. So from this point onward, we pumped about another 15%. We pumped about a 15%. So that's not too much. If you only get a 15% pump from here till the peak, that would bring Bitcoin to 15%, to about 145. Actually, that's not too bad. I think 145 is actually quite a good target. So this might be the case, guys, that we go to about 145 this cycle, or might go a bit higher. Nobody exactly knows, but that's kind of how we fared the last time. I want to say one thing about that though, is that last time around we had a bit of a strange cycle because we basically had all the pump already over here. Some people make the argument that due to all the helicopter money, all the people getting stimmy checks due to COVID, we had an early pump and this was the more normal pump. But yeah, that's of course the big question there. Robert actually could hold on to $1. Gmalo is holding everything below $2. Even if he needs to hold that for another cycle. According to Martino, the Harmony token, the one token somebody asked about, they got hacked. About $100 million stolen. Ouch. Ouch. Pete has an exit plan. He starts selling at about 30 cents, 60 cents, and stops at about 240. But basically, guys, Pete is doing the rainbow chart. Pete is doing the rainbow chart. So what you can do, and this is a valid strategy. I'm not doing this exactly myself, but you can see right up at about here, we get the 60 cent level, about the fair value zone. Then we have another level at about 85. We have another level at about 120. And about over here, we got almost a 240 level. This is actually 212 over here, $2.12. All very valid strategies. But the important thing, guys, is do your own research. Think about this already now, and even better, if possible, if you are trading, make sure you set yourself your limit orders already. Go to the exchange now. Do it today, guys. If you do one thing, if I can learn you guys one thing today, is prepare the exit strategy, and not just prepare it in your head. Make some physical action. Go to your phone, go to your PC, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But basically as soon as possible, and set those limit orders, and you'll be happy. Don't do market orders, because emotions will definitely, guys, get the best of you. It also did it for me. I had some limit orders set last cycle, guys. I had some limit orders set at about 70 cents here. But when we got here, I removed the limit order. Because I was feeling FOMO. I thought we could go a lot higher. So I canceled my limit order. And what ended up is that I did sell some over here. So just below my limit order. And I sold the majority, I think, more about here. At about where I stopped my limit order. So don't be like Coin Baron last cycle. Take a cold shower. Take a lot of cold showers, guys. Think about where you're happy. Think about it now, and don't think about it back then. And even better, maybe remove access. So like, don't go back to the exchange. only do like together with your parents, or maybe with your what do you say that? With your fiance, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever. Be like a robot. Disable emotions. According to Martino, the Harmony hack is still being compensated, but still going on. I think it's quite some money to recoup $100 million US. Hey Grimno, welcome. Unfortunately, no cam. Is the cam working again? Maybe the cam is working. Cam is working. So far, so good. So far, so good, guys. Maybe the cam can actually hold on the last few minutes. Yeah, again, Nature's King is also talking about the ETF here. We gotta get the ETF announcement, guys. I think the ETF will be going live very, very soon. I'm talking in about the next few weeks. The only thing we talked about this a few times already, but yeah, the SEC. I don't know. I do not know if the SEC is completely shut down now due to the government shutdown. I'm gonna check that, guys. So in an upcoming video next week, I will check out what the SEC is doing exactly. So make sure you're strapped in, so you don't miss that new upcoming video. Don't go to Croatia. Go to the UK, because, well, I would love to go back to Dublin. Get some good Guinness again. We talked about it, right? Last Thursday. I really, really enjoyed the House of Guinness on Netflix. I forgot that. Croatia. Oh my god, I have to go. I have to go now. Croatia. That's also funny, guys. So if I ever do like the social statistics, I have to remove all the searches for CRO Croatia, because CRO is, I think, also the country code for Croatia. So for example, if you see football or any international competition, it's always ENG England versus Crow, or it is Germany versus Crow. It's always the case. It's always quite hard to remove Croatia from the search results, but I have to do it for the community. Rainy days. So also rainy days in Romania. Okay. Hey Darren Dice, welcome. Coin Baron, are you an ambassador for Cronos? Well, actually, I was doubting about this, right, guys? Because I've seen this new ambassador program for Cronos, and I am really a free mind. So if I want to say something bad about CRO, if I want to say something bad about Mirko, I want to be free. So I thought about it for a long time and I declined. However, recently they did get another round of new ambassadorships for CRO. And this time around, I said, well, yes, because also they can actually give me some micro grants to make these videos, to also talk a bit more about the chain and talk a bit more about maybe also Crow during real life events. And I actually got accepted. Now we're doing the last formalities, so I am becoming an ambassador officially. Let's see though. Again, I won't change anything. If I sell my Crow, I'm gonna sell my Crow. If I find something better than Crow, I don't think I will find something better. But again, I think it's really important to be very honest and be very straightforward about my personal actions. And I talked about this many times, guys. I always make these monthly time to buy videos. There will be a time, and I think there will be a long time, where I will be saying, well, it's no longer time to buy. It's not a good time to buy. Time to sell, maybe. So something to actually keep in mind. So yes, I will make an announcement, not that in about a few weeks. Don't know exactly when I will be officially accepted. If we get to $2, we'll only talk about 100 billion market cap. That's quite a lot though. But we do have almost a 2 trillion Bitcoin. So is it a 2 trillion Bitcoin market cap? Crazy, guys. Crazy. 2.5 trillion. You can't see it. That's unfortunate. 2.5 trillion almost. We're almost getting to 2.5 trillion after that recent all-time high for Bitcoin. Nothing like a big wick to keep people happy. Exactly, sir. Exactly. Did you buy back in, Pete? After selling at about 30? Because you have been saying, well, I'm waiting for 15 cents potentially. Did you buy back in or just took some profit? I think it's also fine, by the way. Do something fun with the boys. Laura is in profit from Bitcoin. I gotta say, guys, the majority is not in profit. 60% doesn't have any significant amount of Bitcoin. We've got 110 votes. Guys, also, thank you so much. I can see 104 people currently tuning in. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button. Next Thursday, we'll have a special stream, guys. Make sure you join in because we'll have an interview with nobody else, nobody other than Mirko from Cronos Labs. And the fun thing, and I've been thinking about this, typically every time there is a big interview, we have seen this last time also with Mirko, they do a big announcement, like a sneaky one. So during the last interview, they announced 10x faster and 10x cheaper CRO for the Cronos blockchain. So I'm waiting. I'm kind of expecting, I don't want to be too thrilled for this, but I'm kind of expecting something to be announced in this week. But I don't know. Maybe not. But anyways, you guys, be there or be square. There will be also recording, so you can't make 4 p.m. on Thursday, 4 p.m. UTC. Don't be scared. There will also be a recording. What do you think about farming on VVS? I think it's great, also because you can automatically send money over to your Crypto.com card. Honestly, quite crazy. Honestly, quite crazy. We see Matt Breezy. Welcome, sir, by the way. Chris is tweeting more, which I think also is a sign for good things to come. I think in combination also with the interview coming up, I think it's looking good, guys. October. So far, it's a true October. We have seen Bitcoin all-time highs. Now it's just waiting for Ethereum all-time high. And after Ethereum, I think we can see more fun. By the way, guys, beautiful weekly close so far for Ethereum. So far, a really good one. The only thing which I'm somewhat afraid of is that we are setting so far some lower highs. But it also does mean we might get a breakout. It's more or less trading in this channel, though. But this is so for all, so I would say... I think you can make the argument this is basically a bit of a flag pattern. So maybe we can actually get a bit of a target. This would say we go to about... this is wrong. It's logarithmic. Bit of a flag pattern for Ethereum here. Maybe we go up to about, you know, about 8k. I think 8k for Ethereum is actually quite reasonable. If you get a breakout here out of the flag pattern. I haven't really paid attention to this, but this is actually quite a possibility here. About 8k for Ethereum. What's up, Matt Breezy? I hope you short a Bitcoin at 125. I'm not doing any shorts in this bull market, Matt. Not shorting anything, literally nothing. In a bull market, you go long. In a bear market, you go short. And of course, you can make money by shorting in a bull market, but it's, I think, the more risky move. Beat is actually called harder without any significant order. You can... Okay, there we go again. Camera frozen. I hope this alt season isn't a scam. I hope so too, sir. I hope so too. Guys, so I'm sorry, the cam is dead. Cam fund is real. Well, Chaotic is saying Dublin isn't part of the UK. It's part of the islands. I'm always confused with the whole... I need to learn more about the whole history of the Catholic and also Protestant, like, division of Ireland. Yeah, so according to P, guys, the SEC is currently also a skeleton. They're not doing anything else than emergency. So I don't know if we'll see any auto like, let's say the date comes by, right? They have some date set for expiry. I don't know if nothing happens, like they say nothing, they will be auto accepted regarding the S1 forms, or if they actually need to wait to see the actual approval. Nothing wrong with my map reading skills. I don't know if you picked up during the WolfSwap AMA, but I was suggesting you could offer your sponsored skills to create tutorials for their app on the DeFi platform. The thing is about that, Pete, I don't enjoy making those really. I don't really like sponsored content in that way. And also, I do know that most of you guys don't like to watch sponsored content. Peter's saying, I took some profit, but I do have some stash in theory, if it goes back to 16 cents. Otherwise, profit is profit, sir. Nothing bad with some good profit, isn't it? Crypto is the only escape of the digital ID. So true, sir. So true. So currently there's the island of Ireland, and it's split into the Republic and also Northern Ireland. Both have their own jurisdiction. Yeah, I do know it's also a bit of a hassle because, yeah, Ireland is part of the EU, whereas Northern Ireland is part of the UK and therefore not part of the EU. A big hassle regarding sending stuff over. Open borders, right? Anyways, that's interesting enough, isn't it? Guys, it's time to oh no, the cam is completely dead now. Hey, we're back. Okay. I want to quickly, guys, run over the charts with you guys because we're getting to the end here. We might see a good breakout, guys, next week with Ethereum. I'm really looking forward to a potential breakout there. But also what the S&P will do. Will we see continuation of new all-time highs there? Will we see also gold climb higher, silver climb higher? If we see also, oh yeah, we haven't really talked about this, but we have the Russell. The Russell are small caps on the stock market in the US. The Russell 2000 is also breaking out to new highs, and typically that's a good sign. Typically it's a good sign. First the small caps on the stock market and then altcoins. So guys, make sure you stay strapped in. Next Thursday, special live stream. And also next Sunday again, a new weekly close. Maybe above 212. We don't know. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much also, guys, for all the new members. If you're a member or not, don't forget to join our Discord for some more lively discussions and if you want to ask some more questions. And also don't forget to follow me at the Coin Baron on X. Having said that, guys, don't forget to also hit the like button, strap in, and we'll talk to you in a next video. So see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you so much, Björn, as well. I cannot close the stream because, again, the camera crashed. Hey, thanks, Apfel. Thank you so much.